Hey, it's Nina Nevsky from Worship Piano Tutorials, and I want to show you how to play the song Rewrite the Stars from The Greatest Showman. And there's really no introduction in the song, so it's really simple. You start out with the verse right away. And in this song, I'm going to be using a lot of flowy style that I have. You can get more details on this pattern on my website. I have a lesson on it. And I'll also be doing some really simple playing. So the chords for the verse are B flat. And it just kind of stays on that B flat for a while. And then it switches to E flat. And then you have an F. I'm playing an inverted F here. And then you have a G minor. And then you have an E flat, F, G minor, and then an E flat again. So pretty simple chords. So you start out with the voice first, right? Or you could just start out with that B flat. You know I want you. So just holding out that B. I know you want me. So you keep the B flat for those first four lines. So, you know I want you. So just holding it out. I know you want me. Our tide. So our tide is when you switch to E flat. Our tide. Then you go into F. You claim it's not in the cards, but fate is pulling you miles away and out of reach from me. But you're here in my heart, so who can stop me if I decide that you're my destiny? What if we rewrite the stars? And you go into the chorus. So a little more detail on that verse. What I'm doing here is, so when hands are tied, I'm going into the E flat, right? Hands are tied. Then going into F, I'm doing a little bit of the first and fifth with my left hand. You claim it's not in the cards, but fate is pulling you miles away and out of reach from me. But you're here in my heart, so who could stop me if I decide you're my destiny? So you see what this is called a flowy style, and I do a lot of detailed instruction on it in my lessons page, but pretty much I'm doing the first, fifth, and I'm continuing it with my right hand. You see how that works? So anyway, I hope that makes sense. It's just really the flowy style is what I'm playing, and it's so beautiful. You just want to keep it kind of quiet. Don't do your triads too much. And then when you move on to the chorus, the chords are G minor, you have an E flat again, then you have a B flat, and F. And that pretty much repeats throughout the whole entire chorus until you come to the end. So you can play this really simple and play the bass with just, that bass note of the chord, or you could play the flowy style again. So, what if we rewrite the stars, say you were made to be mine, nothing could keep us apart, you'd be the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, it's up to me, no one can say So again, going back into the chorus more detailedly, you saw that sometimes I was just doing the flowy style, right, with my left hand, and sometimes just pressing on that bass note. With my right hand, I'm just doing triads. So just playing on the triad like twice, per chord. And then at the very end, you saw me doing a little instrumental. So the way that's done is the instrumental chords after the chorus are B flat, C minor, and then G minor, and then F. And the way I play that is, so tonight. So with your right hand, it looks like this. Again. And with my left hand included, I'm just going to be doing flowy style with my left hand. So for example, tonight. You think it's easy. And you go into verse 2. So again, I hope the chorus really made sense to you. It's really simple, just doing the flowy style with left hand, pressing on the triads with my right hand. Moving on to verse 2, so you begin the verse right after the little instrumental that we had here. So B flat. You think it's easy, you have an E flat here. You think I don't want to run to you. So notice the chords are a bit different from verse 1. You have the actual 4 chords repeating. So you don't just stick on that one chord. And then going again to B flat. But there are mountains, and there are doors that we can't walk through. F. I know you're wondering why, because we're able to be just you and me within these walls. But when we go outside, hopeless after all. Go into the chorus again. So again, verse 2 is pretty similar to verse 1. You're playing a little louder than verse 1, right? You have the actual 4 chords at the very beginning. Think I don't want to run to you, but there are mountains. Notice my playing, it's a lot more louder than it was in verse 1. And then we ended off with the F, which is also different, right? The chords are a bit different than verse 1 because it is louder. And so after that F, oh, you go into the chorus. No one can rewrite the stars. And the chords are the same as you saw in the first chorus. So how can you say you're mine? Everything keeps us apart. And you go straight into the bridge after this chorus. So the second chorus, I would say it's pretty identical to chorus 1, except the lyrics are different. You could add a little bit more triads or a little bit more notes with that flowy style. Otherwise, it's the same. And then when you go into the bridge, the chords are G minor. All I want is to fly with you. And then B flat. And then F. G minor, D minor. This is an inverted D minor. I also have a lesson on inverted chords if you want to see that. Really helpful. E flat. And you hold out that E flat for a really long time. So in this bridge part, I really want you to press on the root bass of the chord a lot of times. So it adds a lot of volume to the song if you do that. So for example, tonight, all I want is to just kind of run through of how you do that. But a slow motion version of that is with your bass, you're just pressing on. just pressing on that bass to kind of create that volume. With your right hand, you're just pressing on the triad. So kind of count all that in, all that it feels impossible, such a beautiful part. And so after that you could kind of quiet down and go into the chorus. So what if we rewrite the stars, say you were made to be mine. So you can go ahead and play that bass pattern that we just did in the bridge, that like pattern, or you could go back into the flowy style. And at the very end, before the outro, there's a little like, you know, it's obviously all very nice and electronic music. It's kind of hard to do that with piano, but the chords you're going to be playing is the B flat and then the E flat and then a G minor and then an E flat again. And so you go into the outro. You know I want you. So really simple. It's not a secret I try to hide, but I can't have you. We're bound and breaking, my hands are tied. So just very staying on that B chord. Really simple. There's really no chord switch unless you really want to go into that chord pattern again and make it a loud outro. But if you want to just make it quiet, I'd suggest just sticking to that B flat. You know I want you. It's not a secret I try to hide. Na 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 na. It's really quiet, right? We're bound to break and my hands are tied. So you kind of just end it off like that. So that's the full song, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you want details of how I did the flowy style, inverted chords, go ahead and go on my website and go to the lessons tab. I teach you all the amazing stuff about playing, and I heard so much success stories already from you guys mastering these specific skills that I teach. So I love this. Also, check out these amazing stickers that I finally got on my keyboard. That's the question I get from a lot of beginners is like, oh my gosh, learning the keys, getting the chords quick enough. So this is like really helpful if you're just starting out and you want to find your chords real quick. So go ahead and check that out in the link above, and I will see you on my next tutorial.